wanted to show you a little bit about using Think Central. I'm on the elementary page here, and I'm going to go to Think Central. The website, it's HTTPS, and it's www with a hyphen k6.thinkcentral.com. If you can get there from any browser or any place that you are. So if you're at home, you can just copy that link or type in that link and it will take you there. You have to make sure the first time you're using it that you fill out all of these boxes: the country, the state, the district, your school that you are working at, and you want to make sure that you click this little box that says remember my school, so that you don't have to do this every single time that you go on. Of course, if you're at home and the first time you're at home on your home computer, you'll have to fill out all these boxes, and then your username and password, and click login. So if you haven't done setting up your students yet, that's the first thing that you're going to have to do. The secretaries are in charge of creating your username and password, but then you are in charge of managing your classes. So it's right here. And I'm just going to show you, this was my last year's class. You can edit your class and add your students. It says add a class, edit a class, or cancel. I'm just going to choose, what you would do is you would add a class. I'm just going to edit a class just to show you what the screens look like. So I named my class my last name and the year, what grade I'm at, and then you can select the different products that you want to see. I wanted to select products that were a year below and a year above me, just so that I had some of the primary tools for somebody who was behind, but also to see if there was any advanced items that I needed. But you can choose just the grade level that you're on, and you can see what's there. Then you can assign students right down here at the bottom. So you'll see in all of these things, just like we tell the kids, scroll down and read every single thing on the page. So this assign students page, this is where you can select the students by grade level, and so you can see that they're in grade 3, and then you can choose your students here, and once you've found them all, then you just click add all, and so all the ones who are over here that you've selected will then be your class. And that's how to set up your student accounts. Then once you have that part done, you can go back to home, and this is back to where you are when you sign in. At the top, there's different grade levels to select. So since I was a 3rd grade teacher, I'm going to select grade 3 just to show you. And then you can see all of the access to the materials here. So I use, or I did use a lot of the student edition, and I used a lot of the videos to introduce concepts. And then you can actually assign things to students and make assignments for them. But there's also a great feature if you're using your document camera up, that's the resources tab. So it's all the way up at the top, and there's a little tiny little arrow up there. And then this is all the resources that you can use digitally. And again, you can select your grade level here. And of course, you can select just Go Math to narrow it down. And then there's some really good features here. There's animated math models that is game-based. And then there's MegaMath, that's also game-based. And then there's this thing called iTools, and iTools is like all your manipulatives, but they're digital. So those are some pieces that I think are really useful for students. I'm going to click here on assignments just to show you how to click and add an assignment. So you've created your class, you've added your students, maybe you're using some of the digital materials to teach your math, and then you can add assignments. So we can click right here. We can do a test, activity, or other assignment. And then this piece, there's a lot of different ways to browse and search for your materials. I have found that if you click the Browse button and just go to your grade level, it makes browsing it a lot easier. And then you can click on either by standard or by program structure. I always use program structure just so I could stay with the chapter that I was in, but if you can also explore doing it by standard. So I'm just going to click on program structure to show you. And then it will be those big overarching strands. So for example, Unit 1 is all whole number operations. So I can click there, and there's chapters 1 through 7. And these are all your whole number operations. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm in multiplication. And I can click on multiplication, and then I can click on what lesson we're on in chapter 3. So here's all the lessons in the book chapter 3, and there's 7 lessons. So let's say I wanted to assign them an assignment because they needed more practice with the array models. So I can click on that. I can click on lesson level resources, and I'm going to scroll down until I see digital path. The digital pieces are the ones that you can assign. You can assign these other ones too, but this is the piece that they can do actually on the little laptops. So there's a game, the iTools button that I showed you before. Here's a game that you can actually assign. Here's a MegaMath game that you can assign. These are animated math models, and it's a skill algebra model with arrays. So I'm just going to show you I can assign this. And then it says animated math models, and so it asks you for a name. So I'm going to keep the same name that it gave it over here, model with arrays. And then it wants you to give the students instructions. My instructions are just build an array model. I can select my class. And then I can select just certain students, or I can just add all of them. And then here's where you would adjust your dates. And then you would save it. I'm not going to really do it because I don't want these assignments to show up for real with these students. So I'm going to hit cancel, but you would hit save. And so that kind of gets you a little bit of navigation around your Think Central. If you have further questions, don't hesitate to email me. Thank you.